In the quiet of my room, where shadows softly creep, I penned a heart's confession, in secrets I would keep. A letter to my love, my soul laid bare and true. Each word a tender whisper, each line a lover's due. Beneath the candle's flicker, I wrote with trembling hand. Of dreams that danced in starlight, of love I'd never planned. The paper drank my longing, my heart in ink was poured. A fragile, fleeting treasure, my feelings now explored. I hid it in my drawer, beneath a pile of lace. A sanctuary secret, my heart's most sacred place. But fate, that cruel betrayer, has ways to break the seal. And careless hands or prying eyes make private thoughts too real. My father, stern and rigid, a man of iron will, whose gaze could freeze the summer, whose voice could make hearts still. He found my hidden letter, my words of tender fire. And in his hands, my heart was caught, my love a funeral pyre. He stood there in the doorway, his shadow long and cold. The letter in his fingers, its pages now unrolled. His eyes, like storm clouds gathering, scanned every trembling line. Each syllable a dagger, each phrase a bitter sign. Who is this boy? He thundered, his voice a cracking whip. What foolishness is this, girl, that dares to cross your lip? I stood, my knees unsteady, my heart a frantic drum. My words, my precious secrets, now held beneath his thumb. You think of love, he bellowed, his face a mask of scorn. A child with childish fancies, in innocence unborn. This world is not for dreaming, for letters sweet and vain. It's duty, work, and honor, not passion's fleeting gain. I tried to speak, to argue, to claim my heart's own right. But his gaze was sharp as steel, his wrath a blinding light. You'll not disgrace this household, nor tarnish our good name. This love you speak of, daughter, is nothing but a shame. He tore the letter slowly, each rip a wound to me. The pieces fell like ashes, my love's own elegy. My heart, it broke in silence, my tears I dared not show. For weakness was forbidden in his unyielding blow. He pointed to the corner, where shadows hid my shame. You'll kneel there till the morning, and whisper not his name. You'll learn to curb your passions, to lock them deep inside. For love is but a folly, and folly I'll not abide. I knelt upon the cold floor, my knees on wood that creaked. The hours stretched like centuries, my spirit bruised and weak. The night was long and heavy, the stars refused to shine. My love, my sweet rebellion, now crushed by his design. Each tick of clock a torment, each breath a silent plea. My heart still burned for freedom, though bound by his decree. I thought of him, my darling, whose name I dared not say. Whose eyes were warm as sunlight, whose smile could light my day. The letter, now in tatters, still lingered in my mind. Its words a living echo, a chain I'd left behind. I'd written of his laughter, the way his voice would sing. The way his touch was gentle, like feathers on a wing. I poured my soul in verses, my dreams in every line. And though my father burned them, their truth was still divine. No fire could erase them, no wrath could make them fade. My love was mine forever, though punishment was laid. The morning broke in silence, the dawn a muted gray. My father called me forward, his anger held at bay. You've knelt, you've learned your lesson, now put this all behind. Forget this boy, this nonsense, and clear your foolish mind. I nodded, eyes downcast, my voice a hollow shell. But in my heart, rebellion still burned where love did dwell. He thought he'd quench my spirit, that fear would make me bow. But love is not so fragile, it grows in secret now. The days that followed blurred, a routine cold and stark. My father's eyes were watchful, his presence grim and dark. He spoke of duty often, of marriage to a man whose wealth would lift our status, whose name would fit his plan. But every night in silence, I'd whisper to the stars. I dream of my true lover, beyond my father's bars. His face would rise in moonlight, his voice would call my name. And though my father bound me, my heart would not be tamed. I learned to hide my feelings, to wear a mask of stone. To smile when he was watching, to live my life alone. But in my secret moments, I'd weave my dreams anew. I'd write my love in starlight, where no one ever knew. The world may call it folly, may chain my heart in place. But love is not a captive, it finds its own free space. My father's wrath could wound me, could tear my words apart. But none could touch the embers that glowed within my heart. The seasons turned, the years crept on, my father's hair grew gray. His iron grip grew weaker, his anger slipped away. And one day, in his study, I found a box of old. Within, a faded letter, its edges worn and cold. My breath caught in my throat, for there, in ink now faint. My words of love, my heart's own song, preserved without restraint. He'd kept it all these years, though he'd torn it in my sight. A secret act of mercy, a spark of hidden light. I wept for all the years we lost, for love I'd locked away. For dreams I'd buried deep inside, for nights I'd knelt to pray. My father, stern and silent, had held my heart in hand. And though he'd sought to break me, he'd tried to understand. I found him in the garden, his eyes no longer stern. And showed him what I'd found, the letter he didn't burn. He looked at me, then turned away, his voice a softened sigh. I thought I'd save you, daughter, but love will never die. We spoke no more of letters, of punishments or pain. But something shifted softly, like sunlight after rain. My love, though long since faded, had left its mark on me. A strength to face the world's rebuke, a will to live free. I think of him sometimes, my boy of long ago. Whose name still stirs my heart, whose face I'll always know. And though my father's wrath once tore my dreams apart, he gave me back my letter, and with it, back my heart. So let this be a lesson, to hearts that dare to sing. Love cannot be imprisoned, though chains may try to cling. No father's hand, no punishment, can snuff a lover's flame. For love will rise, unyielding, and carve its own true name. 400 lines I've woven, to tell this tale of strife. Of love that faced the fire and found its way to life. Though fathers read and punish, though letters burn and fade, the heart will keep its secrets, and love will not be swayed.